I hope you are having a fantastic day so far. I just like cracked my knuckles and that like felt really weird. I normally don't do that. And I'm like, hey guys! Today I'm doing my meal prepping video. I have not done this video yet. This is my very first one. So let me know if you guys like these videos and I will continue them because, you know, some weeks we'll eat the same thing and then we'll be completely tired of it and we won't eat it for a long time, so it does change. And recently I got a new recipe and it's a stew and it's from this, what's it called? This like diet cookbook that I was given. And I switched a few things up, but I'm excited to show you the stew that I've been having now because it's definitely like soup and stew weather. And yeah, so it's really good and it's got a lot of flavor and it's kind of spicy. So yeah, that's something new that I can show you. Meal prepping is the real deal, you know, this works. This is where it all starts. This is where the weight comes off and you get really excited because you could start getting more creative in the kitchen and trying new recipes. You know, people are always giving me recipes to try and it's been a lot of fun and I never would have considered myself a cook or kitchen friendly at all, and now I'm actually becoming a good cook and I can't even believe that, but it's all because I want to take charge of my body. I want to know what's going into my body. So before we get started, I thought that I could give you guys some of my meal prepping tips, and that way you can kind of learn from some of the mistakes that I made and just really help you out. Okay, so the first tip is nice and simple, and it's eat the food that you make. It can sometimes be hard, especially with the holidays, and you see all the advertisements of different coffees or different cookies or different lunches and specials and, you know, Panera, you can eat this and that, all for this price. You know, it can get easy to fall into that and say, oh, tomorrow at lunchtime, you know, I'm going to leave and get this. You don't want to do that when you're meal prepping and trying to lose weight because the whole point of meal prepping is you're making food that fits your needs, whether you are counting calories, whether you are a vegetarian, whether you watch your carbs like I do. My second tip is don't just worry about big meals, you know, like let me make sure I'm making a big dinner or lunch ideas, because when I think of meal prepping, I do think of dinners and I think of breakfast and lunch, but sometimes I forget snacks. So you definitely don't want to forget snacks because a snack, over snacking, all that can mess up your whole diet. So you want to make sure that you're not just prepared for dinner, lunch, and breakfast. I don't know why I did it backwards like that, but you're also prepared for snacks when you get hungry during the day. And last but not least, my biggest tip is to not have junk food in the house. You know, why even have it there to tempt you? I feel like if I had it in my house, I don't know how stable I would be at being able to say no and how disciplined I would be if cookies were just right there on the table. You know, make your job easier for you by not even having it there. I know that if you're living with siblings or your parents or friends and they eat junk food and they don't want to do this fitness journey with you, I know it could be so hard, but maybe you can have some control over where it's stored. Maybe it's in a really high cabinet. If you're short like me, I can't even reach that high and see it. If you were to look in my cabinets right now, I think the worst thing that you could find, let me think about this. First thing you would find would be coffee creamer. What else? And honey, because sometimes I put honey in my yogurt and a little bit on my oatmeal sometimes, but yeah, those would be like the most sugary things that you would find in my entire house. So that's crazy, right? Especially because last year there would always be salt and vinegar chips and pancake mix and cake mix and frosting. There'd be all sorts of stuff, cookies. So yeah, I don't have any of that anymore, and that way I can't even be tempted even if I wanted it. So here are all of my containers, and then I'm going to show you what's inside, but the whole point of this simplifies your life. You know, if I need something quick, I need a snack, anything, and I'm showing you my lunchbox because these containers from Walmart fit in that lunchbox, so that's why I like it. And also, if I was making the beef stew that I showed you guys before, I could put it in this container, the one that has the broccoli, and that fits perfectly. However, the stew that I'm going to be showing you in this video, it has a lot of toppings that make it taste really good, so it's not really the best for transporting. So in my smaller containers, I like to put fruit, whatever fruit that I want at the moment, already cut up and washed. That way you can put it on top of your oatmeal, or you could have it just as a snack, or you can put it on top of your yogurt and it's already ready for you and it's just one less thing that you have to do. And then I also have some peanut butter scooped out, that way I can bring this on the go, and I use this for dipping. Like I dip bananas or apples in peanut butter. So I like to have meat all nice and cut up, that way I can make a chicken salad or a chicken wrap, and now I'm going to show you how I actually make the chicken. So the first thing that Jared is doing is he's cutting off the fat. And then after that, we just rinse the chicken in the sink and just, clean it a little. That's why it looks wet there. We didn't show it, but that's just something that we do. And then we cut it all up. That way, like I said, I can make a chicken salad or a wrap. And we're just seasoning it with adobo as well as garlic salt. Those are my two favorites. We use olive oil in the pan and we just cook it all up. We cook it on low to medium heat, and you just want to keep watching it and mixing it around. It could take, 15 to 20 minutes. And in my other container, I like to have broccoli. So now it's time to make the stew. I will put the recipe down below, that way you can make it at home, but for now you guys can just watch us make it.
Lions roaring in the morning sun, searching for a longer day. People feeling like the light has just come. We must never stop the way, yeah. Birds jumping and I hear my name, grasping into life. Life is happy but it's so insane. We must merely make a start. Savannah, I'm coming home. Savannah, we'll never be alone. Savannah, the beauty of the world. Savannah, let's all take a walk. Savannah.
And now we're just adding all the toppings. Like I mentioned before, the toppings really make this stew taste so good. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all soon. Bye!